In fact, the first 7 years of our lives consist of being programmed by everything we see, hear, or experience as children. So we don't actually get a say in the initial program that we receive mostly from our parents. It's no coincidence that Aristotle said, "Give me the child until the age of 7, and I will give you the man." As children, we live in a state of play, of creativity and imagination. For example, we have imaginary friends, believe that there might be monsters hiding under our bed or in the closet at night, and dream of becoming anything we want to be, like an astronaut, a ballerina, or a circus ringmaster. We exist in a state of theta brainwaves, which range from 4 to 7 hertz, because as children, our brains have not developed enough physiologically for logical, rational thought. This type of brainwave is known to be present in children between the ages of 2 and 7 years old. Because we haven't yet developed the ability to think logically, everything we see, hear, or experience during our youth passes directly into our subconscious mind unchallenged. At around age 8, our brains have grown and matured enough that from that point forward, we move into functioning in a state of alpha brainwaves, which range from 8 to 12 hertz. It's at this stage where children typically begin to develop logical, rational thought. The second thing which programs us and our elephants the most is mainstream media. And what they feed us on is a steady diet of fear. The pandemic is obviously an exceptional example of that. So, while working on yourself by going through self-help or self-improvement courses and saying positive affirmations daily is a good place to start, that constant diet of fear keeps our ants and our elephants out of sync, disconnected from one another, and working against each other. And as a result, we end up making precious little forward progress in the areas of our lives that we are trying to consciously improve. Let's face it, we all know the media is brilliant at taking the compass needle of our mind and pointing it in a negative direction. And our minds are just like compass needles. They can only point in one direction at a time. But we always have a choice. And we can choose to take that compass needle and point it in a positive direction. Unfortunately, this only works when we aren't sleepwalking through our days. What do I mean by that? Well, have you ever gotten into your car after work to drive home, and you clearly remember getting onto the freeway, and you clearly remember pulling off the freeway to make your exit, but the 30-minute drive in between those 2 points you have absolutely no conscious recollection of? That's what I mean by sleepwalking. 95% of the time, good old Elias, our elephant, is in charge. That means as soon as we take our hands off the compass needles, they will automatically revert to their default programmed setting, their conditioned magnetic north, if you will. Your elephant, i.e. your subconscious mind, is way more powerful than your ant, and your elephant is constantly being programmed. Another thing that sets us up for failure via programming is peer group. When it comes to our environment, we have to take charge and be able to create or foster a level of positive environment which supports us through conscious programming. Okay, so how do we do that? With consistency. The way to remagnetize a compass needle is to take it and stroke it in a different direction. Right? Not once, not twice, but until the direction the needle is pointing in changes. This is the key to having an empowering relationship with yourself. And it boils down to loving yourself enough to curate your own programming on a daily basis. If you don't take responsibility for programming yourself and what specifically goes into your subconscious mind, then everything else in your environment will program you. This is how you reorient your compass needle. First, cut out the media. Now, I'd like to make a very clear distinction here. I am not anti-news in any way, shape, or form. However, I am anti-fear and anti-negative programming. As human beings, we take in so much information that it's impossible for us to process all that information that floods our system on a conscious level when we take something in visually, like when we watch the news. The media networks know this and use our biology and what they scientifically know about our amygdala to hook us emotionally. Our amygdala, these two little almond-shaped bulbs in either deep inside